Let's learn about behavior types and electrical connectors when publishing Inventor models to Revit with Informed Design. We have this model of a smoke detector. It has two model states. It has a simplified model state, and we've created this for our Revit customers. And we have our primary model state, which is our full manufacturing level of detail. Now, we've already set up most of our BIM properties. We've been mapping these across from Inventor so they appear inside Revit. The last one to do is this behavior type. And when we click here, we have a list of different behaviors. Now, really, these are hosting objects inside Revit. And it may sound like a smoke detector is a good candidate for being a ceiling hosted object. It just means when we place it into Revit, it will only be attached to a ceiling. But let me explain why that might not be the best route forward. So I'm going to jump into Revit. And inside Revit here, we can select our ceiling object. And if we publish this as a ceiling hosted object, it could only be placed on a ceiling. Now, every object inside Revit has a category. So we can see the category for this object is a wall. And the category for this object is a roof. And they're both good candidates for placing a smoke detector. So in fact, we don't want to make this ceiling hosted. We will make this face hosted, and then it can go anywhere. Let's jump back into Inventor and we'll see how to do that. So here inside Inventor, I'm going to change my behavior type from generic to face-based. And Informed Design will automatically request me to give a placement plane. So I'm actually going to choose my XZ plane. Informed Design will automatically create a placement plane for me. So I'm going to choose Finish Placement Plane. And then we did talk about creating an electrical connector as well. So my electrical connector is here. I'll select some geometry. I'm going to change my system type to fire alarm, and then I'll give it a description. Okay, now we're all done preparing our smoke detector for publishing with Informed Design. So we can come up to the Informed Design tab, choose our product definition. I've already created a product definition for this item, so we can edit the existing one. And you can see I've selected my root folder, which is where all my files are stored. I've selected a drawing that goes with this item. And this item is not configurable. The only variations we're going to offer the Revit user are those two model states. So I can skip parameters and rules, go straight to outputs. And you can see that I've made my two model states available as RFA outputs. I've included my drawing as a PDF. And then I've also allowed this to be exported in a couple of different neutral file formats. So I'd come up here and click Publish, but I've already done that step. We can go straight to Revit. So inside Revit, I come to the Informed Design Product tab, browse to the product I'd like to insert. I'll click Open. I only have two variants, the primary model state, which is my full manufacturing level of detail, and the BIM model state. I'm going to select the BIM model state, choose Insert. And you can see that I can place this smoke detector anywhere I like, on any face. So I'm actually going to pop it in right up here, high on this wall. You can see that the smoke detector is inserted in my 3D view. It appears in my 2D view, and it's also in my schedule down here. So one last step for me to do, I'm just going to zoom in so I can see my smoke detector in a little bit more detail. Now I can add this to the fire alarm system just by clicking fire alarm. And if I go into my 2D view, we can see this is now connected to a circuit, and we have the panel details for that circuit in my table below. So that's defining the hosting behavior and adding an electrical connector inside Inventor and then publishing to Revit via Autodesk Informed Design.